We the women, we are the neck.
We are the neck.
We are the neck. So I think we should.
We need each other.
We need each other. Which it's not that we are fighting the men. We need each other.
Yes.
And so I know sometimes people interpret the equality in the wrong way.
And they think it's a feminist movement, but that's not what it is. That's not what we are talking about.
But when we talk about feminism, what is wrong with feminism? There is nothing wrong with feminism. I know people see feminism as something bad, but to be, I know, what's her name, Chimanda Ngozi Adichie, she had a speech about feminism, and if you listen to the speech, it's awesome what she is talking about. Feminism is actually what International Women's Day stands for, what we are fighting for, the equality. So when somebody tells me I'm a feminist, I know there is this black and bad label on it, but I really don't believe that feminism is a bad thing. I think it's just good that women.
It's just a women's movement.
It's just a women's movement.
60s, and 70s, and I think without the feminist movement, we shouldn't be the way today we were. I think the people maybe they look like the negative, but the feminist movement, it was very important. It was based on our rights, on gender inequality and things like that.
Exactly. One day, Mama, I think you should play the speech of Chimande Ngozi Adichie about her feminism movement. I'll give the link to you. Just play it so that people will know what she is talking about.
Exactly, because some people conceive feminism from a wrong perspective, and then
as a negative thing.
But no. I think it's important that we put our mind right and take certain things off from our mind, say things rightly. Barry, you have something to add to what the two noble women have said?
I'd like to add, because we are here sitting, black women, we are black women, and we are talking about a stride that is start in the USA and let's say in the West. So it seems like we from around the Ecuador, the Linie Evenaar, from Africa and South America, like there was no progress among our black women. We know emancipation of women long time. We start with that because it is we set our men when they go to conquer things. We had our plans, we had visions. So the woman emancipation was especially needed for the Western woman here because they were in a bad shape. And they are still. Only their economic is good, but the position of the woman is still it's still the same like 100 years ago. But we as black women, we go on the train of woman emancipation that they use here more to recognize ourselves as women, because that is what we black women miss. We do things as it is like a normal thing, but it is a great thing. We are already emancipated, but we have to, as black women, we have to be aware of that. That is the difference between the Western emancipation and the black woman emancipation, because we already know what is necessary to make a tribe go on. We learn that by birth. We already have it.
Yeah, but if you are saying that we are already emancipated, how come that there are still some areas where women are not even allowed to drive themselves, even though they can drive? How come there are still areas where a woman doesn't want mutilation in genital mutilation, and yet she's being mutilated?
One thing black women have that is not always good for her is the black man. The black man needs to emancipate.
I like that.
Wow!
It's the men that need the emancipation.
And we black women, we love our black men. And as long as our black men are not emancipated in their head and in their outgoing, we black women, we will always be one time emancipated, one time not emancipated.
We will just that emancipation. I think it will start from the the child upbringing,
yes,
or the offloading with the children. As a mother, we have to start our boys, in the beginning. But the way, as in a black woman, the way we are, upbringing our children, they are different.
Exactly.
That is true. The girl is, it is oriented that she will be a mother, and the boy, he will be father. It is completely different. It is a gender division of labor in the beginning. So our boys, in order to be a good father, a good, in every side, I think our child upbringing, I think,
Yes,
especially for the
upbringing,
mother,
yes, yes.
so it is very important.
So there is
Yeah.
something for us black women to do.
Yes.
That is what we have to do with for our emancipation, to develop further, because of we didn't do that.
Yeah.
We are constantly throwing back.
Yes. Yeah.
That is why we don't go forward.
There is no
Yeah.
progress.
There's no progress.
Mhm.
While if you see the progress of the white woman,
Mhm.
they just economic, everything goes up because they have already their guys, the men,
Mhm.
they are also like going for the kill. So the white man go for the kill. So when the white woman emancipate, she will take the step of the white man. And we don't have black men who are emancipated like that. So we have no one to follow.
And I think sometimes too for the black man is something of inferiority complex there,
Yeah.
because I know
Yes.
being a
Yeah.
black woman, when you are highly educated or you have
Yeah.
achieved something,
Yes.
you are a powerful
feel
woman,
threatened.
They feel threatened.
Well,
they
they
don't
should
want
be
to-
proud.
Not all of them, none of them, because there are some of them
course.
that love to
But there's
add
too less.
in what you are doing, like my precious husband.
I know.
I
Yes.
know.
He's an exception.
We all want to clone him.
He's an exception. He's an exception.
We want
He's
to
an
clone him
exception.
for everyone.
But I know, I remember I was an auntie of mine, and when I finished my first degree and I was going for it, she was like, really? Are you going for a second one? You should not do that, or the men will be afraid of you. You will never get a husband.
It's true, it's
You
true.
know, so that is the thing. That's what I think Mama's talking about. The thing we put in our daughter's head.
Yeah.
And that's the thing we put in the young ones,
Yeah.
the little boy's head.
Yes.
So when he grows up, then he has that inferiority complex. If I am not the man, if something
I'm
happens,
not
I
the-
don't become the doctor, the lawyer,
Yeah.
and I can't take care of that means I would like my wife to be less than me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's-
Otherwise, I don't feel good.
And I have come
inferior.
to, honey, I've come to understand, Amma, that even the women who are enlightened,
Oh.
they make better housewives, they make better wives.
Yes.
They love more, they add more, they add
Very
value.
true, very true, very
Than
true.
the
But
other
the more
one
you
that is-
know, the more you bring into practice.
Exactly.
But you can see it because look, the black man, when he is educated, have a good job, he will take or a white woman or a less educated black woman to oppress her. Really? So that he can. It's a feel-good system, eh? He wants to feel good, and when he take, because I know all of them. I'm a community builder. I see a professor have a wife is also professor. They will make their baby, after that they will divorce because they will make children so that because they are educated, they think the DNA will make a good trip on their
Yeah,
child.
yeah.
But after that, the two will split because the guy, he can't deal with the fact that his woman is educated too. He can't deal with the fact that she is able to tell him in a good way that he is wrong.
Wow.
And that is what our black men, we can handle that. So I think for a good woman, black woman emancipation, we have to start emancipate our men.
Amen. And the mothers have to help to emancipate
Yeah.
the boys.
The boys.
Yeah.
And
And
let
we
them-
mothers,
Let
we
them
have to
know
do it.
that the girls are as special as them.
I think now we have hit on the men a lot. Let's come back to the women, the black women.
Yeah.
We too, we are a cause.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
We are a big cause.
That's
You know
it.
what I see among black women? We don't lift each other up.
Exactly.
When one black woman is going up, the other is down there,
Yeah.
is pulling
I'm
the
telling
other
you,
black woman down.
like you're right.
And so, you know,
It's
this
not.
emancipation thing we are talking about, we too, we are bringing ourselves back instead of forward. Because
Yeah.
when I know a lot of one black woman is like you'll go somewhere, they'll be having a debate and I'll be bringing this one is too no, too
Yeah,
no,
that's
book
where they
long,
talk.
you
Yeah.
know everything.
Yeah.
You know, so then they shut you down.
Yes,
If you
yes.
don't have a strong will,
Yes.
then you will never talk again.
But
You
exactly.
Strong.
know?
That's why she's a
Because
politician.
I experienced that also. And what they like to, it's like they want to criminalize you when you're like a little bit sharp at mind or educated.
Yeah.
Then it is like you're a criminal.
And not only that.
They don't appreciate
It's
it.
true, that's what they do.
They should appreciate us as women who knows
Yeah,
better.
especially when
Exactly.
when you are activists, you know,
Yeah.
I'm dealing a very, very difficult subject, you
Yeah.
know, about the FGM.
Yes.
So every person, you know, they give me, you know, bad names, you know, she has
Yeah.
no any other work because
Except-
of this.
Mhm.
But for me, I have a good heart. I have to continue.
Of course.
And
Yes.
I believe that we have to start somewhere.
Exactly.
That's the problem. That is the this is our problem, and I believe that we can solve among
And honey, you
ourselves.
have really tried,
Yeah,
because
and I tried, and then today, you know, FGM, it becomes a discussable subject.
exactly.
The people, they can talk each other.
Yes.
If I, you know, but many people, they try, you know, to make me, you know,
To subdue you.
Put you down.
Put you down.
And I know it's coming most of the time from women, not
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
men. Yes. And
Especially, you know,
It's
from
we really have a problem as black women,
Yeah.
because I see it even here.
Yeah.
We have traveled all the way, rivers and seas from
Yeah.
Africa.
Come to
We have
West.
come to the Western world.
To be jealous.
And I still
Only to be
face
jealous.
it every day that black women, we are pulling each other down.
My
It's a bad
God.
character, but it is also our. We can say, yeah, the woman. One thing we have to know, we are talking about black all over, but we are so there are so many differences between blacks, the cultures, the
Yeah.
upbringing,
Yeah.
the goals black people have.
Yeah.
Look in Europe, like for instance, Europe.
Yeah.
You have Spain, Italy, all of that.
Yeah.
But they have one red line. In Africa, you have, and in Senegal, the women are like 100 years
Yeah.
behind Gambia. Gambia is like 50 years behind Nigeria.
Yeah.
Nigeria is like 25 years behind South Africa.
Yeah.
There is no good development line to pick up to go further.
Yeah, exactly.
And they are so strong-minded in the culture, keeping the culture good, that there is no space for new things that will bring us good things.
Yes.
No,
But I
yeah.
think
We
that-
don't have she warriors anymore.
Wow, I can see that these women are really ready to talk.
Yeah, but I think that one, it is not only from Africa. Even in Europe, as you said, you know, France and the Netherlands, they have nothing to do with each other. So within also Europe, they are different.
Yes.
You know, they are all the name from the Europe, but as you say, the cultural and you know, the way the people they work, they are different. They are in the process, you know. They are all Europe, for example, the Western, and for example, the East Europe,
Yeah, of
they are
course.
completely different. And within in Africa also we are different, from the Central Africa, from West Africa.
Yeah, but
from
what
East
we do,
Africa,
but what we
from
do
South
is that
Africa.
we use our difference against each other.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
what they do here is
Yeah.
they put their difference
To
to lift themselves up.
Yes.
But we use our differences.
To
She's
hinder.
from Ghana, I'm from Suriname, I don't know which country.
From Somalia.
Well, look,
Yeah,
three
yeah.
different. And in when you're not educated good as
Yeah,
a black
you
woman,
will not
then I
communicate.
will look at Amma, But it is my inferiority.
That is
It is
like-
because it's
exactly.
my complex
Yes.
why that don't give me the chance and the
To know
inspiration
each
to
other.
see, oh Amma,
It's
you're
true.
such a beautiful woman and you
But
want to do
then-
so much beautiful things.
Then-
We are not able to do that.
No, but we need to emphasize on education, because when the black woman is educated, I believe we'll be
Yeah.
able to communicate
Yes,
and
and
tolerate
that
each
is
other
it.
and go
Education
forward.
is
So
the answer.
education is very, very
Yeah.
necessary.
It's the key.
Well,
Yes.
if you are listening to this broadcast and you have a comment to make and you want to react to any of our comments, please give us a call on 020-737-1619. This is coming live to you from Radio Voice of Naija, discussing the commemoration of International Women's Day that just passed on the 8th of March. Now, ladies, coming to the second question, the UN slogan for this year is "Equality for women is progress for all." Do you believe in that? And secondly, what does this statement mean to you personally, and does it in any way inspire something in you?
But what I can say is equality for women is progress for all. I think what I understand is what I think they mean is,
Yeah.
like I think we're just saying, when a woman is educated,
Yeah,
she is the one who is going to educate the children.
It's true.
So that means she is going to educate a good man and raise up a good man and raise up a good daughter who is going to be a wife or a husband.
Yeah.
So it's progress for all. I think that is what they mean here. So I do believe that when a woman is educated, it's progress for all. And the equality thing they are talking about is still a struggle. We are not there yet. We will get there, I believe, someday. But I think what Beryl just said, we should not forget our men. We should take them along, because only if you educate the woman, you emancipate the woman, and you leave the man behind, it's not progress for all.
at all.
It's not progress, because we should also know and bear in mind that the Western world is hard for the black man.
Yeah.
It's very hard for the black man.
Yeah, so
The Western world is a place that the black man struggles
Too much.
a lot to get their identity, to get the job they want and everything. So that frustration, they can take it home and take it along.
But
So when the women are not emancipated, it will become double frustration probably to some of them.
Yes.
But it will also be blessing to some of them.
But one thing we have to know also.
I think, to me, the equality for women is progress for all.
Yes.
I think we can start from at home, from the family. You know, if the mother, for example, have the same, education, she has work, I think the father also the same. They can, both of them, they can also build up the family. They can, the upbringing for their children and everything. And that's the progress. It started, from the whole family at the grassroots level, and it grows up.
Yeah.
In addition to that, in a political participation, for example, if the woman in a political participation equal to the man, it's a progress for the whole country. That is also another one. In the social way, in the decision making, and in everything. If we get it all this, what they call it, gender balance and equality for the man and woman, I think it will be progress for all of us. But for me, my message should be started from at home, from the family. Then we can grow.
What I feel is like the woman, especially I like to refer to Africa because there is the root of all. And we black women in the West, we have to start thinking about our black sisters in Africa. We have to genuinely start doing it, not only sit in our Western chairs watching television, and when Postbus 51 comes, we say, hey, I will put €5. No, we have to have a plan to help our black sisters there. That is also a form of emancipation. And because what do we see? It is fine that we are like educated and developed black women in the Western, as long as there is a black woman in Africa that dies when she's giving birth to her child or whatever, the rest of the world will see that picture, not the picture of the educated woman as Amma or this woman or me. They will not. It is not important anymore, because as long as there is an
image.
And it's not an image that a fantasy or whatever. No. It is real. And as long as that is there, we can say that we are like educated and developed and all what. Even if we go to school, we are still stupid then, because we don't help our black sister over there.
Okay. Thank you so much. Wow. So, which right of women do you think today are still being denied? You may give examples from your own culture and experience.
I think the rights of women is that are being denied is when you go to some big company and there's a board of meeting, and you come in and you see a lot of men and you see the woman there, and most people will assume that is the secretary. Nobody will assume she is the CEO or whatever. They will always assume, oh, that's just the secretary.
It's true.
You understand what I'm saying? Stereotyping. And it's something that is still going on. And I think as a woman also, when, okay, let me bring me being in politics. When there is a woman, a flag bearer of a political party, people seem to have this kind of jokes like they don't take it serious, or when as a woman you try to use that, let me say, be formal and get your way in a job or whatever. They see you as a bully or whatever. But when a man does it, oh, macho, good, he's doing his job. You understand? But when a woman, when you are a woman and you are strict, they call you like, this one, what is wrong with her? You know,
she's not a woman.
Yeah, she's not a woman.
She's a man.
She's a wood. You know, trying to be a man. But I think those kind of stereotypes that we have among each other is terrible. It's terrible.
But it's because even preaching, even as a preacher woman, I see the difference. When my counterparts who are male, even those who have pastored several years before they came into ministry, when they see them, they say, "Hi, brother." Oh no, "Hi, Reverend."
Yes.
And then myself, they say, "Hello, sister."
Yes.
You
Yes,
can see.
because
And then the women themselves as well. They will not. They will see somebody who is just ordained yesterday. They say, "Hello, pastor," and then you that have been ministering to them for years, they say, "Hello, sister." So,
yes, they are the worst. I know it's like you being a preacher's wife and also being a preacher.
Yeah.
You will go somewhere, they will lay the table and they will put a VIP and they may put Papa's name there.
Yes.
And they will tell you to go and sit at the back.
I'm
Because
telling you.
You understand? And it's something, I see it in all layers, even in being in the church, in politics, in the local level. I see it all places, and I think it's something we really have to remove those stereotypes out of our heads.
But it's the skills that they refer to men. When you are developing things, it is a man thinking.
Yeah.
Men are doing that, not a woman. But something are just like human. We put it in apart, like, oh, when he is ruling, then it is a man thing. No, ruling is not a man thing, because we are ruling from the house.
Yes.
You know what about ruling? Come to me, I'll tell you.
I also notice this inequality, like when the African men are dealing with those who are not from Africa, permit me to say this, the respect they accord to them.
It's appalling to me.
Oh my God. And that's the time they remember to call them, "Hello, Bishop this," or "Hello, Apostle this," because she is not an African woman. But finish it, when he finishes up with that person and gets to the African counterpart, it's something
it's
else.
very
When
different.
they also marry, I notice it too. The respect they accord to the white skin is quite different from what they give to them. So you will see that this inequality is everywhere.
It's everywhere. Even in Africa. When you go on holidays too, I remember my first time in Ghana, I was so upset. Because I think my first time when I went to Ghana was 1996 or something. My grandmother died and my mom took us there. At the airport, we were in line, you take your luggage and we were in line, and I saw the white people who were in the same plane as us.
Yes.
People running from the airport coming to take, "Oh yes sir, please let me take your bag." And because me coming from here, I see myself as there is no difference. I don't lift them up. I think we are all the same.
Yeah.
And the way they were treating them, they didn't have to queue to show their passport. They could just go, past all of us. I was so upset.
Exactly.
I started crying at the airport. So upset was I.
Coming back to the equality, I would like to give you example about the Somalia. The Somalia, we have a new parliament. It was selected last year, a new government, but the parliament is selected by the traditional leaders, based on the different, clan. The Somali, although we are the same language, same people, we are a different style, different clan. Then they said, every clan they should, selected about 4 people. So most of them they selected only for the men, because we are a patriarchal society. The traditional leaders, they are the men. There are a lot of educated women, But if you look now, the parliament is less than also 30%. I think about 30 women. They are only women. Wow. 275 people. You can see how that it is very difficult. That's why our struggle, to our equality and things like that, I think it should be, as Amma said in the beginning, it should be continued.
Yes.
It should be continued.
Yeah.
From day to day, until we get it,
Yeah, but the black woman especially have to realize that her emancipation development is different than the Western one. And that is what is killing me. We like to do what Western people are doing, but they are doing things from out of their culture, their history. They are doing things, and we have to think about our history also. We have to know where we come from and where we are going. And most of the time, we know where we come from, but then we jump on the train of Europe.
No.
I don't think so. I don't, because if you continue, sorry, let me come in. If you continue to think like this, Barry, I think then you would want that the African women don't just get up to a real position. Like Amma, for instance, is now a politician. If we look from the African genealogy, we wouldn't see so many female politicians. But now we are seeing them. So, but if we look at the Western we will see that Queen Elizabeth, we will see Queen Beatrice, people who are in real positions, okay, not real positions, but they are in real leadership positions. So, but now, by God's mercy, let me use that, at least we have an African president, we have an African female president, and I think we have 2 or 3 now, two. We have 2 now.
Malawi and Liberia.
And now Ama is a politician, a female politician here. So I think it's important we stop making mention that maybe it's the Western.
They are not developing that much, because I have figures for the top management positions in the Western world and even in Asia, where there is economic boost. 25% are women. It is still under the 50.
Exactly.
In Europe, it's 24%. Even China is higher than Europe. So please, what are we talking? It is only what we see. We are thinking that because their economy is better, but not the woman thing, the woman position. It is like almost a thing, not a race thing, but a human thing that men like to be in position.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when there is, like, let's say there is an African country where there are only women, the she warrior country, and there is a woman president, a woman vice president, she have to come out global to represent her country. Then still she will have a lot of men among her, because the rest of the world is really thinking that men can do things.
Well,
so
we don't deny them the fact that they can do things. We don't deny them the fact, okay?
The men can do things, but I think it's like I think we said in the beginning, it's a perspective thing. It's a stereotype thing, because even you have some women, they will go to a job, if there's a woman who is leading, she will not like to, she will prefer a man, because she thinks that they should be in good hand, because the woman will not know what she's talking about. So I think it's what you said. It's a cause. We should not only wait till 8 March before we fight or we talk about, we discuss some issues. It's a progress. It's something we have to continue. And sometimes, why the women, even some women, we don't choose to go for the head or to do things, because we are thinking of, you have to be the child bearer. You have to do, and especially in politics, when you are a woman and you are going for a head position, they see you as, they will ask you. There was a time in the Netherlands, I think like 7 years, they had when you're going to solicit for a job, they could ask you, are you planning on having kids in the near future? And if you said yes, that means they will deny you the job. Because they see you are going to waste their money, because you are going to have kids. That means you cannot be, they can't invest in you. Exactly. So it's something that it made a lot of women. Meanwhile, they have the quality and the sense to go for the high top positions. They don't do it because of all of these things.
Exactly. Well, if you are listening to this broadcaster and you want to comment or you want to add to what we are discussing, give us a call on 020-737-1619. We are discussing on Women's Day, the International Women's Day. So, as a woman, let your voice be heard. Also, as a man that have sister and you have mother, let your voice also be heard.
Yeah, that's what I don't get.
So,
they have sisters, they have nieces, aunts, daughters, and still they don't get it. That is so. that is something I still I can measure up with, because they are not blind to see. I like to keep things with in my perspective, right? I like to come up for the black people, because we know we have to overcome a lot of things to develop things. We have hoe zeg je dat, een achterstand. We are behind. So it is not like, oh, when I'm talking about black that I don't like white or I don't like yellow. No, it is because I like black so much that I want to develop that. And it doesn't mean that I need to look how white, and I see that in the black community, and it doesn't mean if you're Nigerian, Ghanaian, or Suriname, in the black community, black women, they are not serious about the emancipation. They don't have a program, they don't have a good agenda. Even if they have top positions out in the Western community or in their own community, they don't have an agenda for that. And I think that it should be one of our goals as a black woman
Yes.
to have it on our agenda when
That's
we
very important.
are
Yes.
at top positions or what position at all.
Exactly.
We have to, because the one who can't, we have to help them. Because one way or the other, like Amma is now doing politician, there is now verkiezing. She has, if she is making an agenda of that, every time when we have to go vote, we will do for Amma because we feel that she's coming up for our real things.
Yes.
And we black women don't do that. When we have position, the first thing we want is, oh, and now we want a nice man, or a big house, or a big car. We forget the women there downstairs who need a helping hand. And that is what will also slow down our emancipation.
I think also what is slowing down our emancipation, like I said earlier, is also black women, we have to start lifting each other up, stop judging each other, and putting stigmas on each other. Because for instance, being an African, and every time I go somewhere, they will be talking about what I have achieved, and they don't look at what I've achieved. But I don't see a ring on your finger. You are not married.
That's the greatest
That
achievement.
is like the national anthem of life everywhere I go. Because I'm not married, I don't count.
No, it's a lie.
You understand what I'm saying?
Because you're not married. Because you're not married, you have to count.
So those, and I think it's pressure, especially what I see in the African community here. I see children of the Ghanaian children of 22, 23 getting married. They are forcing themselves into something. It's institution you don't know anything about. It's from God, and I think if you don't wait from the sign of God,
and if you're not matured,
you are not matured. Exactly. I believe it's something you have to be, and at the age of 22, you don't know anything about marriage. And because of all of these things that are going on everywhere in my church, when it's New Year, they go, oh, in next year I'll be coming to your wedding. You know, the pressure.
Allow them to pressurize you.
Me, they can't, but I know somebody else who don't have that self-esteem.
They did that to me too. Don't allow that to get into you. Yes, that's the way they are. Well, let's go over to Zahra. Zahra, you are an FGM ambassador in the Netherlands. How important is the International Women's Day, the cause you represent? How important is it?
I think that FGM or female genital.
Yes. How does it promote what you are doing?
Yeah, I think we did. I'm not working. I'm originally from Somalia, but I'm not working for only Somalia.
Yeah.
Not only Somalians. I'm working about 13 countries from Africa, East Africa, West Africa, and Central Africa. Then the promoting about the FGM, we have to stop FGM. It's 2014. Then it is the time to stop for the FGM. And it's culture, and in a way I'm very happy because many people also stop it to circumcise their daughter. It is still culture. Some people still they continue. For example, Sierra Leone group, it is very difficult up to now because it is a tradition, and then they say it is our culture. We would like to continue it. But in the Netherlands, all forms of FGM you cannot do it here. It is forbidden. It is 12 years in a prison. So it is something that not only for me stop. It is something that as in a group, as in Africa, as in a black woman, we can help each other. Maybe Ghana or Suriname, they don't know nothing about the FGM, but some part of the Ghana, for example, Upper East and the North, they are practicing of the Ghana. But this issue, I see it not only as I see it as a community issue. It's not only, many people they say it is a women's issue. So it is something that Zahra and Alaya only can do something, but we need to help each other under solidarity. And then African, still 8,000 girls every day they circumcise. It is the woman who can support it, support each other to stop this one, and we have to push our countries to make a law against FGM. It is something that it is not needed only for the people from the outside or the United Nations. We need to help each other, but what I believe this should come from our heart, from the grassroots level, that the people they can stop about this?
The first time I think I saw a documentary about it, it's the way they do it. It's
Yes.
so appalling. It's
Barbaric.
really, it's barbaric,
Yes.
really. And that another woman can do that to another woman. That is the thing I don't understand. But I know that now a lot of actresses, especially in Nigeria, who are coming out using their popularity to fight FGM. I think it's something good. We should, most of the time, we Africans, we always wait from the West to come and save us, which is wrong. I think
That's
we
why
can,
I'm saying,
we can save, we can do things ourselves. We can, you know, this thing going on. We all know it's bad. And not everything that is culture is good.
Exactly.
We should just come out and say it. I know people are scared to say, I mean, for the lack of knowledge, my people will perish.
Yes.
The things that our ancestors did 20,000 years ago,
we are doing it in modern day,
you know,
culture.
Exactly. Jesus came, and with some things, Jesus told us some things. What even in the Old Testament, He came, He gave us the New Testament, and some things changed. So so that means if revolution took place in the Bible, why can't it take place now? So I think something that we should really, as the people here, try to set links in Africa whereby people there themselves can stand up against this thing. I think that was going to be more effective than any time the West come in and telling us what to do.
Wow, awesome. So, to Zahra again, what message of hope does this day, I mean the International Women's Day, bring women who have been damaged through FGM, and how can we reach them with this message?
I think that, you know, I'm talking about the parents. The parent, the first person who are responsible about their children, because the age about the 5-year and 6-year, and they have to stop about the FGM. And the women who are really wanted to circumcise their daughters, you know, they have to stop it. That's my message. Okay. It's not related in the Quran. It's not
in the Bible too?
You know, it is not in the Bible.
Only men
not in the
are to
Quran.
circumcise.
It's poor cultural, you know, things. So we have to stop it. That's my message, and that's the responsibility. Especially those who live in Holland, they have to keep in mind that, you know, if somebody got to the government, they will go to the prison. They have to keep in mind that.
Thank you so much. So Amma, the 19th is a special day, and you being a lady, flanked by 3 beautiful ladies. So what is your message to other women? What do you want them to do for you that day?
Other women.
I mean, we are more in number even. We are more in number than those who are not.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Women are more in number than male.
Yes, it's true. It's true. It's very true. Very true. I think for the women, I started politics at the age of 23. I think it's
awesome.
It's something. When I went in, other women came.
Yeah.
So you see, we attract. I was doing something that attracts other women,
exactly.
And I think it's a good thing. It's a good cause. Me being there, I don't only fight for Africans. I fight for all the inhabitants of Amsterdam Southeast. That's what I do. And since before I went there, I was always helping mothers to go to the PTA meetings of their children's education, because I think education is key.
Yeah.
And we Africans, we have that knowledge in Africa, like, oh, the school will take care of everything. I just have to pay the bills and make sure you're okay, which is not right. In this Netherlands, you are part of the school. So you have, and it's something I've always been doing, and I've been helping mothers doing that, and I will still continue to do that. So I will urge all the feminism and the women to go and vote. Please don't say that, oh, I'm just passing through, this is not my country, I'll go back to my... No, we are here. You have the right. It's your voting right. Like I said, people fought. Black people fought. Women fought to vote, to have that right. So you have that right right now. So please exercise that right and vote on the 19th of March. And if you like me or love me, vote for me. Amaka on number 3 of the PVDA list.
Amaka number 3, you have heard it all. Wow. Well, Beryl, what's the last word you want to say to our listeners?
Vote for Amma.
Zahra, before we sign off, what do you have to say to those who have listened to us over this day?
I think that, you know, in general, it is a Women's Day, and we have here a young girl from Ghana, and I think that everybody who is listening now, especially South Coast, I think you give your vote this year.
I feel so blessed. I feel so blessed. I really feel blessed.
Well, thank you.
These
Alice.
black women lifting each other up.
Oh, this is awesome, awesome, awesome. Well,
And
you know,
thank you, Pastor and Mama, for giving us this platform. It was a wonderful.
thank you so much. You know, you are a gem. You are a gem. So
Someone has to do the job.
Zahra is a gem. For Zahra to start up and promote female mutilation, it's not a small thing. So,
But you can see that we are smart because we are doing it on different levels.
wow.
And we see it, we have the focus.
These are
Otherwise,
enlightened
we wouldn't
women.
do it.